I hope you all guys doing well. It's Pranshu back with another trade recap, and I am up around 1.8k trading Nasdaq this morning. This is the most simple trade I ever took in my life, guys. So without wasting any time, let's jump to the chart. But before going into the chart, let me share you something, guys. So this trade, guys, I already alerted in my Discord. Like, I wanna see the market to first sweep the sell side liquidity, then I wait for price to inversion CSD, then I'm going to target the opposing liquidity, and market do the same. If you didn't join my Discord, I highly recommend you to join. It's completely free. There is so many people bang in this trade, like, yeah, you can see right here also. So let's jump to the chart, guys. So yeah, guys, market is closed right now. So first of all, let me replay this session, start new session, and remove all this shit. Oh, yo. So yeah, guys, pretty much so much simple buy. Yesterday we ended up selling back off till this 4-hour low, but we ended up creating the equal lows right here. So I didn't took any trade yesterday. I was just patiently watching the market, and from there we right now we ended up sweeping the sell side liquidity. We are in the 4-hour inefficiency, and from there we just bought up more than 300 points. So it caused me, okay, on the higher time frame, what we ended up doing on the higher time frame, we on the higher time frame we are already bullish. We just rebalanced to this 4-hour inefficiency, took the sell side liquidity. What we ended up doing after took the sell side liquidity, we just immediately bought up. So I was zoomed in into the 1-hour time frame. Okay, like 1-hour time frame, it's completely so much clear. Market maker buy model from here. We ended up sell back off, sweep out the sell side liquidity. After sweeping the sell side liquidity, we immediately bought up. So my bias going into the day is pretty much bullish. So I'm just marked out is this breaker block right here. I marked out this breaker block right here, and although we have this generated buy side liquidity as a target, I'm so much pretty confident in this buy side liquidity because they always stacked high, and stacked high is the magnet for the price to move. Market only move to hunt liquidity, and although when we have stacked highs and stacked lows, as like equal highs equal lows, they will like magnet for the price to move. So when you create your daily bias, always remember the 4 reasons why market move only 4 reasons: to hunt liquidity, generate liquidity, rebalance to equilibrium, rebalance to inefficiencies. How I create my daily bias. Okay, we ended up generating sell side liquidity right here. We ended up generating sell side liquidity right here. We have generated buy side as for target. Okay, so why in my Discord I told that people, I wanna see the price first move should lower and rebalance to this inefficiency, early inefficiency, took the sell side liquidity. So why I told them to market first hunt the sell side liquidity, just because if we wanna move higher, I wanna see the first move lower, then we're gonna target the opposing buy side or sell side liquidity. Okay, right here I was just waiting. We are accumulating, and we have this generating sell side liquidity. I didn't touch the market. Okay, if we ended up took that buy side liquidity, they no trade for me, just because aligning time frame is important on the higher time frame. Like, yeah, on the higher time frame, what we ended up doing, we just bought up from the 4-hour inefficiency right here. We have this 4-hour inefficiency, we took the sell side liquidity, immediately bought up. Okay, I was zoomed in, same structure. Market is completely fractal. I was zoomed in into the 1-hour time frame. After sweeping the sell side liquidity, we immediately bought up. So I again wait for market to hunt this sell side liquidity, rebalance to inefficiency, rebalance to equilibrium is the 0.5 lag of everything. Okay, we have our Fibonacci right here, Fib right here, and okay, this area is basically gone 0.5. I am expected price to move at least till the breaker to fill that inefficiency. We have this huge inefficiency of the R. So okay, that's what my bias looked like. So I was zoomed in, and right here, guys, maybe a lot of you people caught this short, and maybe you think like, okay, this is the accumulation and this is the manipulation and you will expect the distribution. Yeah, you are right, but guys, aligning time frame is important. What we ended up doing on the higher time frame, we are bullish because market showing bullish. We have stacked highs right there. This short is good, played well. If we took that buy side liquidity, then I am also lining for the sell side, because yeah, we have accumulation, we have manipulation, but this manipulation didn't hunt the external buy side liquidity. So this is completely invalid for me. Here why a lot of people feel like you didn't recognizing the A plus setup. How to recognize the A plus setup? Okay, recognizing A plus setup, the first thing, guys, time frame alignment. You have to align the time frame like what happened on the higher time frame. On the higher time frame, like, yeah, we sweep out sell side liquidity, displacement back up. So yeah, on the higher time frame, we are already bullish. In the whole leg. In this, we came down again. I was zoomed in. I'm still bullish, guys. I'm still bullish right now, just because we have stacked highs. So maybe I didn't caught this shot. A lot of people caught this shot, I saw on the Twitter, because pre-market shot, we ended up sweeping the buy side liquidity. They what the guys do? They was so zoomed in and feel like, oh, we ended up sweeping the buy side liquidity, displacement back down. But guys, the time frame alignment is important. This is how you create your E plus setup, and This is how you create your A plus setup, because on the higher time frame we are bullish, on the lower time frame we are bullish. So that taking short is worth it? No, absolutely not worth it, because alignment on the higher time frame, if you are bullish, on the lower time frame you are bullish. That's how fractality works. So yeah, it is what it is. So waiting, I was just waiting for price to hunt the sell side liquidity. And yeah, like market was open right here, we still didn't ended up tag into the breaker. I was waiting. Okay, right here we tag into the breaker. Oh, displacement back up, displacement back up. I should take my trade, I should take my trade. Lot of people, you guys fail. Okay, there is no internal manipulation. Why a lot of people fail? Because you feel like, okay, you just marked out sell side liquidity and then you immediately take long or short after the sell side or buy side has been sweep after change. But it is completely invalid. What we ended up doing, we just ended up tag into this gap. We just tag and bought up. There is no internal manipulation. Okay, I was waiting sell side sweep internal. I was waiting for internal sell side to be sweep. Okay, so market again came down. Okay, Pranshu, we ended up again sweeping the sell side liquidity. Should I take my long right here? Okay, we just ended up giving the bullish candles. It doesn't mean anything, bro. Oh, we did change in state of delivery. Should I take my long right here? No. Why should not take right here? Because there is no inversion, guys. There is no inversion. Price didn't show, like we didn't ran through that any bearish inefficiency right here. Tell me, okay, you feel like we ended up creating this imbalance and this is called displacement. Yeah, this is called displacement, but guys, always wait for inversion. Like if we ended up ran through bearish inefficiency, I should also place my trade just because we sweep out sell side liquidity. Internal sell side was swapped, change in state of delivery right here, but we didn't ended up ran through any bearish FEG. So this is not, again, you should not take that trade. Waiting. Okay, again right here, guys, right here we sweep out the sell side liquidity again. High time frame sell side sweep. Should I take my long? Okay, displacement back up. No trade, guys, no trade, because there was no internal manipulation there. Okay, right here we did internal manipulation. Should I take my long? Okay, change in state of delivery, we ended up creating fair value gap. Should I take my long? No, but there is no inversion. That's why I told, always waiting for higher quality setup in which you get like inversion, change in state of delivery, sell side, internal manipulation, and then you should take trade. Okay, why I'm so much confident in this trade? You might be asking like, why you so much waiting for this inversion? I was waiting for this inversion just because right now price ran through this bearish inefficiency and close above that, which means price is ran through that bearish order flow. This is the first thing. Okay, we ended up sweeping the sell side liquidity. We just ran through bearish inefficiency. Okay, we are going to ran through bearish inefficiency right here. I know, okay, we just ended up ran through bearish inefficiency, and although we creating bullish inefficiency, I was just waiting. I'm confident like, okay, this move going to hit the target. Okay, but I was still waiting for change in state of delivery. Waiting. Right here we close above the series of down close candle, which call CISD, and we just ran through this bearish inefficiency, which we call inverse. We ran through and we retest, then we should move higher. Okay, I was basically placing my long right here, putting stop loss at this candle low. I was targeting all that equal highs resting there. Because why I target them? Because they all were low resistance liquidity run. We don't have significant high. They were all low resistance liquidity. I want a smooth run toward the upside. Okay, so I just marked out this buy side. Okay, this buy side, and after that we have this buy side liquidity right here. We have this internal highs right here as a buy side liquidity. Even though we have midnight open, this white dotted line is called midnight open. One more thing I did in this trade, just because I marked out the standard deviation as a target, and standard deviation also aligned with my all this low resistance liquidity, so I'm pretty much confident about this target. So yeah, okay, but I was ended up closing my 60 to 70% trade right here, and I will give you the reason why I closed my trade right here. Because if I do anything, I have reason for that. I'm not like the guy, oh, I feel like it's not potential and I should cut my, it's not. If I taking trade, I have reason. If my stop loss was 100, I have reason. If I'm going to target, if I'm going to cut 80% portion, I have reason for each and everything, guys. Okay, from right here we just ended up bought up. So yeah, why I cut my 80% trade right here? I feel like, okay, we have this huge bearish inefficiency right here. We have huge 15-minute bearish inefficiency right here. Okay, and even though on the 1 hour time frame, I know like market have to go up, but it feel like, okay, we on the another case, I feel like, okay, it just sweep out internal buy side liquidity. But it is what it is, guys. I'm completely honest with you. It is what I thought. because as a trader we always have to be reactive and observer. As much as data provided to us, we have to take advantage of that. I know market will gonna bought from this inefficiency, but on the another side I have to pay attention. Market ended up sweeping internal buy side liquidity. After that, on the 15 minute we have a huge variation inefficiency, so this might be cautious for me to long all the way till this buy side liquidity. Huge bearish inefficiency on the 15 minutes, so I was just mark out the equilibrium of this whole leg. I feel like, okay, if market will go bearish, it should tag into the equilibrium, so I just marked out as 0.5. That's why I cut a lot of my position right here. And even though we have internal buy side and my -1 area line with it, so I feel like, okay, I should cut my 70% position right here and let my runner go till that buy side liquidity. So right here, guys. So right here I cut my trade 70% and break even my trade right here. After that, yeah, I stopped out at break even, and after the market was completely sold off, so took 70% position right there is totally worth it, guys. You have to be reactive. Like, it's looked like market took internal buy side liquidity. After that we created a huge bearish inefficiency, so you have to be cautious and paying attention about them. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. And after that, yeah, we immediately sell back off. Pretty much happy with the day, guys. If you learned something from this video, please leave a like, comment, and yeah, please leave a like, comment. And if you didn't join my Discord, I highly recommend you to join my Discord, guys. In the between of trade, I alerted you, like, yeah, we ended up sweeping sell side liquid. I wanna ran through this inversion. I was alerted you as much as I can. So yeah, pretty much peace out.